Normally, you travel that kind of distance, you better come with a group of people, or you're in real danger. But anyhow, it's not all that important, but the fact is, we got to know who these people are. But they were intelligent people. They were people who studied many things. Science, the stars, the world that they lived in. But if we want to learn something from this lesson, if we want to be like these wise men, then there's some things we need to remember, and there's some things we need to do. And there's one here I just really want to spend a lot of time on. We had fun with it in Bible class. And I got to tell you, parents and all other older people, not necessarily 60 or over, but all of us that are not not kids, I am so proud of these young people. You know, I am just so proud. I am just blown away by some of the answers that they have. We're talking about truth in class today, and what is truth? Because you see, that's what what these magi did. They were seekers, searchers of the truth. And boy, we discussed that in class today, and I just really was inspired by some of the thoughts of the young people in class. Seekers of the truth. We should want to be seekers of the truth. Do you want to know God? Are we really searching for this greater, deeper relationship with God? You cannot do that without being a lover of the truth and one who is willing to seek the truth. Now, there's a difference between one who is a seeker and one who is a speculator. There are seekers and there are speculators. Seekers are truly searching. Speculators are those folks, and you can always tell them because they start their sentences something like this. You know, I believe God, blah, blah, blah. Or I think God, blah, blah, blah. Or I feel God, blah, blah, blah. Watch out for them. They're speaking in the language of speculation. Okay? And there's a real quick response I have when people begin to say, I feel, I think, I imagine. And the answer is, so what? It doesn't matter what we feel, we think, we imagine, or what we speculate. It doesn't matter what Tom does, any of it. What matters is the truth. What is truth? Especially as it pertains to God. Who asked that question? Somebody asked that question a long time ago, didn't they? The kids know. Who asked that question, that very famous question, what is truth? Pontius Pilate, right? He asked that question, but why did he ask that question? Because Jesus had just got done telling him that I have come for this very express purpose to earth. And that is to do what? To testify to the truth. Speculators guess, seekers search for truth. That's what these magi did. That would behoove us all, is to be pursuers of the truth. Check out what genuine seekers do when they pursue the truth. Let's look at these magi. They watch what's going on in the world, don't they? They look at what's going on. They pay attention to what's going on in the world. They're observing what's going on. They notice this star, and they studied certain things about this star, and so they noticed it because they're paying attention. That's what seekers of the truth do. We're open to it. We don't blind ourselves. We don't put blinders on. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know it. I like my little feeling. I like my own imagination. I like the little God that I have created, and it makes me feel good. Don't give me any truth. We don't want to be those people ever. We should be willing to pursue the truth wherever the truth leads us. And not to be afraid of it, but be yearning for it. I have 3 pages there of quotes about the truth. And I'm going to see if Bruce will quote each one of them. No, I won't do that. No? Okay, I won't do that. Really been picking on Bruce today. No Christmas present for me this year. Truth, though. And I got but I can't preach on the whole thing about truth. But it's so important. They were looking and they were observing and they were aware of their surroundings and they asked questions. I guess that's what I like so much about the young people. They don't worry about the questions. They want to know the truth and they're asking the question. And if you're really seeking the truth, what's it mean? Where is this truth going to go? How does it pertain to my life? How does it pertain to my family, to my church, this community, the world. You know, when you look at this idea of truth, they looked at what's going on in the world. They were willing to ask questions. But finally, I want to finish up with this. They were committed to finding the answer. They were going to do whatever it took to get them to the truth. And you think about this long journey that they made all the way from the area somewhere over in Persia. They were willing. Wow. 4 to 6 months journey in that time. Now here, I want to share something with you too, because sometimes we think that truth pertains to only those who are really, really smart people and they've gone to school a long time and they got a lot of letters at the end of their name, right? Sometimes we think that. No, think about the shepherds that were out in the field too, and as the heavenly chorus came out that Christmas night and they shared with them the truth that in the town of Bethlehem a Savior is born, and they are singing, and man, these guys, they got the truth in a very simple way, didn't they? And so I like to look at the shepherds as receiving truth in simplicity, and the wise men or the magi receiving truth in its complexity, and we have all areas in between. But one thing that's common is the truth. Don't think that you have to have a huge education to know the truth. The truth doesn't have to be extremely complex. Matter of fact, most of the time it's what? Very simple, isn't it? These wise men who traveled 4 to 6 months, pagan in their background, are coming committed to know the truth when what was happening 6 miles away? You guys know, because Jerusalem was 6 miles away, and you had the heart of the birth of our religion right there in Jerusalem. All the religious leaders, we call it Judean Christian faith, the whole heart of Judaism, right there in Jerusalem, 6 miles away. All these religious leaders, they had all the prophets about Jesus Christ. And guess what? They didn't even notice what was going on in Bethlehem. And yet these guys traveled on. Is there a point there? Isn't there a point there we really need to get? That sometimes the truth is right close to us, but either for a variety of reasons, we miss it. We don't want to see it. We're too arrogant. We don't want to listen to it. There's all kinds of reasons that we don't get it. Many people today say, I want to know God. I want to know this creator of the universe, but I'm not going to take the time to know him. My schedule's too busy. Read that Bible thing you talked about? I haven't got time for it this year. Or they'll say, I do want to read it, but then they won't do it. And this isn't like going on a diet. You know how we do it the first of the year? I'm going on a diet. I'm going on a diet January 1st. You make it to about January 1/2. You make it through the first day. It's like, oh man, it's only the first day of the year. It won't hurt, And hey, it's the first Friday of the year. What's it matter? Well, do you guys do that? I do that all the time. Why I eat. Anyhow, I'm digressing. But you know what I'm saying? We won't do it because there's something much more important than sticking to our diet. It's knowing this God who wants to know you and wants you to know him. But many people say, yeah, I want to know God, but they won't take the time. All the things of the world kind of bump it out of the way. And it's tragic to go through life and not know truth. And you're missing some truth that's going to bless your life. And know this. I love this passage in Jeremiah I want to read for you. When we're searching for God, do you realize he's searching for you? There's a wonderful sermon. I don't think I've ever preached it here. But the title is The Hound of Heaven. Have I ever preached that here? The Hound of Heaven? Anybody get the idea? What do I mean by the Hound of Heaven? I'm not trying to be disrespectful to God, but what does a hound do? I got to find one of my hunters. Where's Ryan? Ryan, you got hounds. What do your hounds do? Hey, they pursue them, don't they? And so that's, and I'm sure most of you got the idea, is that the sermon about God being the Hound of Heaven, he is searching, he's tracking, he's coming for you. He wants to know you. He wants to have a relationship with you. And that, to me, blows my mind. And he's been doing that all my life and all your life. And so we don't want to waste our life. And we want to search for this God who's searching for us. Oh.